Hello, students. Today's lecture will focus on understanding verb tenses. To begin, let's look at the difference between a verb and a verb tense. So a verb is a word that shows action or a state of being, while a verb tense shows a time in which a verb is used, such as the past, the present, or the future. Verb tenses are important components for writing because they allow you to organize your thoughts and ideas in an orderly fashion. They add a dimension of time to show when things happen, whether in the past, the present, or the future. And they portray your ideas clearly and chronologically to minimize miscommunication in your writing. Now, in English, there are a total of 12 different verb tenses. However, today's lesson will focus solely on two, which are the simple past and simple future. As you already know, the infinitive tells you the base form of a verb. So if we take the infinitive to dance, that becomes danced when it is conjugated in the simple past tense. Now the infinitive to dance becomes will dance when it is conjugated in the simple future tense. We will go into how this happens later on in the slides. Taking a closer look at simple past tense. Simple past tense describes a completed action that happened in the past. So converting the base form of a verb to the simple past tense is typically done by adding ed to the end of the word. If we take the word talk and we add ed to it, it becomes talked, which is the simple past tense of the word talk. Now, using this in a sentence, we would say he, which is the subject, talked, which is the verb, to his friend. So he talked to his friend. Talked is the simple past tense of the word talk. Now keep this formula in mind. We're going to practice with these three words: walk, help, and play. I want to take a moment and transform these verbs to the simple past tense. All right. Now you should have walked because we added the ed at the end of the word. Adding the ed to help, we have helped. And adding the ed to play, we have played. Great job. Moving on, let's look at the simple future tense. So the simple future tense describes an action that will or will not occur in the future. Converting the base form of a verb to the simple future tense is typically done by adding will. So if we take the word run, for example, and we add will before it, we will get will run. For example, if we use this in a sentence, we'll have Lisa, which is the subject, will, which shows that the action run will happen. Lisa will run home tomorrow. The simple future tense has three major components: positive, negative, and question, and we will get into those in the next slide. I want you all to meet Lisa. This is Lisa. Lisa will help us learn the three different forms of the simple future tense. As we practice, we will be referring to Lisa as we go through the practice activities and start transforming new sentences. So in the positive simple future form, we use the word will followed by the base form of the verb to show that the action will happen in the future. In this case, if we take the sentence, Lisa will read these books tonight. Lisa is the subject, and will shows that the action, read, will happen in the future. So we're left with Lisa will read these books tonight. The positive simple future tense is like making a prediction or a promise about what will occur in the future. So let's keep this formula in mind. Subject plus will plus verb, and do the practice activity. Now, remember, we will be using Lisa as our subject. Transform these words, take a moment and transform these words to the positive simple future tense. All right. Lisa is a subject. Will shows that the action walk will happen. So we have Lisa will walk. Next, we have help. Lisa is the subject. Will shows that the action help will happen in the future. So we have Lisa will help. And play. Lisa is the subject. Will is the action will shows that the action play will happen in the future. So we have Lisa will play. Great job. Next, let's look at the negative simple future tense. So in the negative simple future form, we use will not before the base form of the verb. This form expresses that something will not occur in the future. So if we look at the sentence, Lisa will not read these books tonight. Once again, Lisa is the subject. Will not shows that the action read will not happen in the future. So the sentence, Lisa will not read these books tonight, is what we have. Once again, let's keep this formula in mind. The subject, which is Lisa, plus will not, plus the verb. Take a moment and transform these words into a sentence using the negative simple future tense. All right, now you should have Lisa will not walk, Lisa will not help, and Lisa will not play. Great job, everyone. So lastly, when it comes to the question form, we switch the subject and will. Will comes, as you can see, will comes before the subject. And this form is used to ask about future plans or intentions. So we have will plus the subject Lisa plus the verb read. Will Lisa read these books tonight? Let's do one more practice activity using the question simple future tense. Take a moment and transform these words. All right. Now you should have will Lisa walk? Will Lisa help? And will Lisa play? That concludes the lesson. If you have any questions, feel free to raise your hand and ask them. All right, students. So let's look at the practice worksheet that's going to help you get ready to write a biographical paragraph. So in 2 weeks, we'll be having a writing assignment, and this writing assignment gives you the task of writing a biographical paragraph. In this paragraph, you will write about your life before coming to America using the past tense verb, and you will also write about where you envision yourself in the future after completing middle school using the future tense, simple future tense verb. For this practice activity, you will fill in the blanks with the correct tense. I would like you all to write down your answers, and if you feel like you need to, you are free to use a dictionary or translation app to help you. Otherwise, if you have any questions, feel free to raise your hand, and good luck, students.